Hi, Rachel.
Hello. Hi
Hi,
again.
Stephanie.
Hello.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Rachel?
Oh, I was just saying hi to Stephanie again because she was in my last session.
With you guys, actually, with you ladies. I just had my camera turned off. I was listening. That was very impactful.
Yeah.
I can't not imagine paying rent for two different places and not being at one of them. I mean, I during the summertime, my grandmother was so sick, so I was in Sacramento, my hometown, a lot, and I just was paying rent in San Luis. It was not here at all. So like, but however, the thought of not being able to or having essentially like a tab at the university and not getting your degree verified until paying that off is intense, very intense.
It's crazy. And it's not the first time I've heard that either. We've heard that.
I That's a trip. Maybe I guess I haven't experienced that or I haven't even considered that because I've always lived off campus. So I never even considered like that being a possibility actually. That's a trip. But anyway, should I go ahead and give a small background of myself to kind of uplift my story with Alana and our journey. It's been very up and down. It's been a roller coaster, but glad to be on my 11-year journey for my bachelor's degree. Um, it's a trip. I struggled quite a while with just like my ability to learn also and keep up with students in the classroom. I was undiagnosed with a few mental illnesses, one being bipolar, borderline, and I also have ADHD. So for most of my journey, I was unaware that I had these diagnoses. It wasn't actually until I was coming to Cal Poly the summer of that I was diagnosed. And at that point, Alana was, how old is she? 6, 5, 4. So at the time, she was 3, and she was born premature, and she was then diagnosed with a really rare genetic condition. And I feel like one of the biggest aspects of my journey, I hear her coming in here, of my journey is just navigating the different policies. And I was very flustered as a student parent and as a single mom, how many barriers I was facing back to back to back. Um, and I just am very much a get it done type of individual. And I decided to dedicate a lot of time and energy into creating policy recommendations. I've been to several summits, I've done data collection, I've done my own research. And so, through those experiences, I feel like they really empowered me as a student parent and as an individual with disabilities and having a child with disabilities as well. And so just I think that the importance for me was to really create differences for other student parents. I think that that's probably the most important thing to me is so that other individuals don't have to face the same barriers that I've had to face. Most recently, actually at Cal Poly, due to policy between the new TK um, regulations of like age and whatnot, and Cal Poly's actual policy for like not being an after school program. I lost my childcare during fall of last year at Cal Poly, and I fought with for 9 weeks to get my childcare back, and we're on the quarter system. So 9 weeks into the quarter is a lot of time to not have childcare. So I actually had to withdraw from my classes. And those are the classes that I'm taking currently, which is I think something that a lot of student parents face, which I heard in the last session, is that typically it does take, I think statistically, I forgot the exact number, but I do know that on average it takes student parents longer to finish their degrees for varying reasons. That was one that went into mine on top of my learning disability and taking a slightly lesser course load. Also, not understanding that Poly, is it 15 units? I think it's 15 units to be full time. However, for scholarships and whatnot, it's always 12. And that was something that I wasn't super aware of. So it actually did take me longer because of that as well. So that I think that that's a common theme for student parents is just taking a bit longer at our visits in school. Um, which can be frustrating, especially because of I'm 5 hours away from my all of my support system, my family, and my daughter's doctors. I drive 5 hours to go to her doctor's appointments all the time, like because she has a specialty team that she's had since the NICU. So they all are, she's known them for 6 years almost now. And that San Luis Obispo's medical system is very lackluster. And I don't want to switch her Medi-Cal coverage to San Luis Obispo because of that, and in fear of losing her medical team too. So um, it's a lot of sleepless nights for sure. Many miles on my car, and just the strength to make sure that I'm able to be as great of a student, or excuse me, they both go back and forth. As great of a mom as I am a student, and as great of a student as I am a mom, I feel like that's something also that we as student parents face, is like the pressures of just like really excelling and doing well and keeping up with our peers that have, I feel, um, oh, there's a term I learned at a summit last year, time poverty. I feel like student parents experience extreme time poverty that maybe our professors and especially our peers are unaware of, just because, we come home, and where other students are students, when they come home and study, we are cooking dinner, we're bathing our kids, putting them down. And I think that's really powerful in our journey, but also just a little overlooked by individuals who just like aren't as aware of what our day-to-day looks like. Sorry, I chatted a lot. Is it, do
No,
you
it's
have any
okay. I wrote
rebuttal?
down a couple different things because that I
Yeah,
wanted to just affirm, like the time poverty thing is real. I think you both heard in my in the last session that I have a 6 month old and I can't even imagine. Like by the time I'm done with work, it's like time to put him to sleep. So how do you even, how do you even get anything else done? And the multitasking and the ADHD like is totally resonating as well. I crochet during meetings
that's
because
awesome. I
otherwise
love that.
I wouldn't have time to do it. And I want to be able to do the hobby that and it also helps with the ADHD and being able to pay attention, while also doing something with your hands. So like, I also
Full
wrote
time.
down this quote, like, I strive to be as great of a student as I am a mom and as great of a mom as I am a student. Like that's amazing and awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm always just in wonder and in awe of student parents. So
Likewise, I think that's awesome that you have a 6 month old. I mean, I definitely, that resonates with me. My daughter was, I mean, at some degree, I feel like I had like a built-in babysitters because they're all NICU nurses that are like around the clock with my daughter, and I'm just like watching her through an incubator.
yeah,
But I do remember coming home with her, and I'm like, oh, this is a little bit different now. Like getting all your work done totally
yeah.
resonates. Good for you.
How long was she in the NICU?
She was in the NICU for 2.5, almost 3 months.
Gotcha.
So I did both my midterms and my finals with her in the NICU.
And
Literally right after I had her, I had an emergency C-section, and I would say like a few days after, I went right back to my coursework, and I just sat with her. And I was like, we're gonna make it through this. I was like, I would literally remember looking at her and be like, I am going to get through this, like for and with you. Like we are going to do this degree, no matter how much it takes. And at the time, I didn't know I was going to be at Cal Poly. I had no idea. And then when I got her diagnosis, especially, I actually didn't apply. And Cal Poly was my dream state school for a long time. And I actually didn't apply until the very last day to apply. My best friend was like, "Why don't you just try? Like, why are you counting yourself out before you even attempt to get in?" And I was like, "Okay, fine, I'm gonna do it." And so I got into Cal Poly, and I was like, well, I'm going to slow. Like I will figure out how, and all of it's gonna work. And I'm so glad I did, because raising my daughter in San Luis Obispo versus Sacramento is significantly different.
Hmm.
And I'm grateful for my experience, even though we've had many hurdles, many barriers to face and get around and work with. Very grateful to be here.
Mhm. Um,
Also interested what grad school is going to look like. Sorry.
oh no, I don't even I can't even tell you. It took me 4 years to do my grad program and I didn't even have a kid. So
Oh, that's
um
awesome.
but um I guess I'm curious about how your professors were with with her being in the NICU and like giving you grace, like did you have any issues with that, or were people normally okay about it?
Gosh, I feel like it's been so long now. I
Yeah.
don't even remember that exact detail. I think that I got, oh, you know what? I think I had Alana like towards the that's why it was a few days, but till I started my coursework back. I had her around the time of Thanksgiving. So I think I was on break actually when I had my emergency C-section, and then once school started, I just went back to it. I don't even think that I really had to ask for too much grace. But however, at Cal Poly, I definitely have had a little bit more leniencies. I'm grateful for student parent advisor. um I know that she does a lot for us on campus. And we have a few policies that protect student parents. So I think one of them is actually like missing classes. So if my daughter's sick, I cannot be penalized for staying home with her and missing class just because that is, and on top of that, I do have some accommodations for my learning disabilities. And that was why getting my diagnosis was like so important throughout my whole journey, because of my bipolar. And some days, like I just can't get out of bed. So aside from if I miss class from her, I can also like have a little bit of leniencies with or accommodations, or not leniencies, accommodations with like getting my coursework done and having a little bit more time than my peers, which for me has been really important because there have been times where I just like because of my bipolar and everything, like it's so hard to get things done. And that is a privilege I hope that student parents in general can have. Just like a little bit of timely accommodations, just because of the constraints that we have, just from how we have both mentioned. Just like there are days like my peers do not understand. Like I do not sleep sometimes. Like I cannot start my homework until 9 p.m. and I do coding and statistical analytics. So it's very difficult work and I love it. It's my passion at this point. But it is hard and I will not sleep some days, or I will get like an hour and a half of rest because I will be done with my homework around 4 in the morning, and then I got to get my daughter up, and I have to make her lunch, get her ready for school, put her on the bus, and then I'm at class. So it's just like just the reality of the lack of
Time,
sleep.
the time poverty, like that, and that's what you talked about already, is like there's just not enough time to get everything done.
Right. And I remember my parents saying that as a kid, oh, there's just not enough time in the day. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, there's really not enough time in the
It's
day.
really
Well,
not.
and you're talking about too accommodations and like things like, where if you have a learning disability and you get extra time to do things, but like extra time is not actually extra time,
I
right?
know.
Because like it's the system is made in such a way that it's so constrained that you need to take extra time to do something, but you taking that extra time to do that one assignment is pushing your other assignments back. So like
Right.
like you not, getting extra time sometimes means, for me at least, it meant taking an incomplete and having to do work over my break and then, being able to finish the next semester. Like it's so frustrating because when we think about systems and talk about, adjusting systems to account for student parents and people with learning disabilities or whatever, like like we can give you an accommodation, but it's not going to be the same as if the system was designed for you.
Right. Yeah, I go to a very traditional serving institution. And I mean, we don't even have family housing on campus.
Yeah.
Um, they actually are creating like a whole thing for housing. And I was fighting with several individuals. I was like, okay, like how many units are going to be for student parents and for families? But anyway, yes. Well, thank you for coming to my session. I appreciate you both. Did you
Yeah.
have any questions, Tiffany? I'm sorry.
I no, it's okay. I mean, I was gonna ask if we have maybe 30 seconds to about your experience with getting accommodations, or like the Disability Services Office on campus being friendly to student parents or not, and just like a little bit about your experience with that.
Definitely. So I sought after my diagnoses through a crisis unit, and that was because of I was trying to be strategic and not wait months and months and months to get a diagnosis from my actual primary care, and having that diagnosis is how I got accommodations on campus. So that's how I navigated that. And they are super I have a specialist that works just with me, and she's just been so helpful
Yeah.
through my whole journey. And I've had professors kind of create more barriers, and she's just helped me kind of counter that. It was like, actually, no, you can't do that to her.
Yeah.
And that's been really amazing throughout my journey. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah. No, thank you for sharing. It's something I work in higher ed policy on student parent stuff, and it's something I want us to get better at is thinking about the issues facing both like parents with disabilities and like parents who are parenting children with disabilities while in higher ed, because I think it just exacerbates the time poverty issue. Like it's just so much harder
I
than spending that time
Yeah.
advocating for yourself and your child. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's difficult even just like the I would say like the amount of like struggles I get like just getting out of my door in the morning are different from definitely others because of
Yeah.
her level of needs. So, thank you so much. I
Well, thank
appreciate the work that
you.
you're doing.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you sharing. I know that you're exacerbating your own time poverty by spending time with us today
For
so that we can
sure.
learn from your
We
experience.
appreciate it.
We
And
appreciate
everybody
I
who
love
is going to
it.
watch these recordings will appreciate it as well.
it.
Oh, I love it. I love being an activist. I love just sharing my voice and my experience so people are aware of like the realities that people, especially young moms, single moms, and single student parents face.
Yeah,
Not
the
just moms, but
storytelling and advocacy work from student it's just so important in terms of us moving towards better policies. So I
yes,
appreciate you.
ma'am.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Um, you know that there is absolutely nothing like being able to be in these conversations and, have this dialogue and the ability to do perspective taking with one another. So this has been such a treat. So we only have 3 minutes left, but before we wrap up, we want to hear you all's takeaways and closing thoughts through our Chatterfall activity. Again, want to know from you all, what is one action you can take with you today to better support student parents in your role? Hold it for a second. We're going to let everyone get a chance to type. I noticed that our How to Make Legislation Happen room had like almost a dozen people in it. So I'm expecting, a lot of advocacy and legislation coming down the pike. Um, all right. So wrap up those thoughts, and we're going to do our chatter fall in three, in two, in one, go. Advocacy, listening. Yes, that is so important. Keeping up the momentum. Teresa, I see you. We're going to celebrate you all tomorrow for Spark's first year birthday. Make that legislation. Yes, learning to earning opportunities, so important. Contact Congress. Yes, please do that. Advocate. More advocacy opportunities. Advocate. Okay, this is amazing. So we're going to have lots of student parent advocacy on the horizon and just keep encouraging each other and making these connections. So as we wrap up, want to let you all know what's happening next with us in Spork. We have two cannot miss webinars coming up, one in October, one in November. Next month, in just 2 weeks, we're going to have our student parents and AI session. Our very own Senior Vice President, Don Frazier, he is going to be leading that session. He's over all of our AI innovation work. We know that AI is just changing the world and can also change student parents' worlds. So you want to make sure to join that. If anyone can drop the link in the chat, that'd be amazing. If not, I will in a second. And then also, we are joined today by a nationally renowned data researcher, Miss Dr. Marianne Demario. You absolutely have to be at this session. She's leading a session for us from research to reality, enhancing support for student parents. So this is another session you don't want to miss. It's November 12th. Both sessions are from 2 to 3. And then we have an exciting product that we're rolling out, free product that we're rolling out. We have the first of its kind professional development for higher ed professionals that we're making publicly available in January. So we have an asynchronous course going through all of the ins and outs of how to support student parents with what's in your locus of control, within your syllabus and your local policies. And so you're not going to want to miss that as well. And this is a free course, so stay on the lookout for that. Stay involved with our community. If you go to the next slide, there'll be a QR code in case you are not already in our community, but this is the best way to be in touch with us, to RSVP for events. Just be in community with other higher ed professionals, other passionate leaders, student parents, and be able to connect and have this exclusive content. I see people registering already. I'm getting the notifications. So great job registering. Keep those registrations coming. We cannot wait to see you in October and November and then January for all of our new webinars and sessions. So we hope you enjoyed today and look forward to continuing to engage with you all. Rebecca, Brianna, is there anything else?
Yes, before everyone leaves, we hosted a giveaway on our Instagram account, and the giveaway was the winner got DoorDash or Instacart as their prize. So the two winners that we have is Brianna McCormick and Christina Fleming. I'm not sure if they're in the meeting, but if they are, congratulations. And if not, I'll touch base with you on Instagram. So thank you so much for participating. And thank you all so much for being here. I have enjoyed this event. I hope you have enjoyed this event as well. And just continue this work forward to make the student parent world a greater place to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good question. Student parent presenters, you'll get an email from us either today or tomorrow with your gift card. And I think that's it. We don't need anything else from them, right? All right. Yeah, so you all will get that as soon as the funds hit the gift card, you will get that sent to you in your email. And if you don't see it in a day or two, then let me know. You should definitely have it by Friday. I'm just waiting for the funds to post. So, y'all, that was amazing. You did such a good job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate you
You
all.
did a fantastic job. We need a podcast.
Thank you.
We do.
Yes, this was
I
really
made a
like,
friend too,
Yes.
Diana. She's not too far from me, so I'm gonna make sure to keep checking in on her.
Oh, thank you. On
And
each
then I'm
other.
gonna need you to check in on me too, girl, because
You got it.
yeah, your topic was very touching. I felt like crying because I was like, I know it's
Hey,
so real.
Diana, I know you would do a great job. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I was so nervous, but then, when Anna reached down, like, she was just like reciprocating all her feelings and thoughts. I'm like, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel heard and seen, and thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, so y'all don't need us, right? We leave.
you're good.
Okay.
Thank